Hey everyone, and good night. It's been a little bit since I've posted a video. It's not that I haven't been making them. I'm working on a series this week, and I've been avoiding it. I've been avoiding putting it out there, and I was avoiding it because I didn't want people to think of me as something that I'm not. But I was reminded that my story doesn't mean that that's who I am. It just means that those were the lessons given to me. And the series that I'm working on is living through domestic violence, recovering from it, building self-esteem, and what are we going to do about it and how can we heal? I lived with domestic violence for almost 20 years. It started when I was 17, and it ended when I was 36. The first thing I want to tell everybody is you are not bad and you're not a failure. Neither of you, actually. The abuser and the abused. Neither of you are. And there's no blame and there's no fault. I think that both are doing the best that they can do. I really do. Because what happens in a domestic violence situation is it's a cycle. We're all aware of the cycle. And we talk about it as the abuser as being the one in the cycle, right? The one that feels insignificant and unrespected. And then they're in the poor me state. And then they need to feel significant again, so they get angry and they fight. And then they do the makeup, the honeymoon stage, or the love and connection, right? We talk about that. But we don't look at the other as experiencing the exact same thing. Abuse is just as addictive as drugs and alcohol. And this is really different, and it's something that I don't hear anybody talk about, and it's really uncomfortable. But it's true. You get addicted to that cycle. The other thing you get addicted to is that security. It's a really weird security, but you get addicted to it. When you're living with someone that has that's abusive or has issues, and you feel like the parent in the relationship, you may complain about feeling like the parent in the relationship or feeling like you're the one that's always the good one. But the truth is you're not. You're not actually tired of it because it means you're better than them, right? I mean, how could you not be, right? You're the one being hurt. You're the one picking up after everything. You're the one taking care of everything. You're the stability. I've named this the martyr syndrome. And it's addicting. It's addicting to feel better than someone else. Then just admit that you're the exact same as everybody else. That you're no better. No one is better than anybody else in any situation. And a lot of people are probably going to argue with me on that one. And that's okay. That's okay. I know it's true though. The hardest thing to escape is a victim mindset, because it releases you of all responsibility. And that's easy, because if you're not responsible, you don't have to look at it. But it's not a true statement, because the truth is you are responsible. You're responsible for the choices that you make. We all had those moments in the relationships where our gut instinct or a friend, for me, I had friends, family. I mean, before I ever got too deep with it, had told me that this isn't good. Plus I knew. But I still made the choices that landed me in the situation that I was. And then I made the choice that rather than admit that I was in the situation and that I'd made those poor choices and that I was failing, that it was a complete fail on those decisions and choices, I stayed. And in the end, in that staying, I tortured the two of us and my children by staying. He played his part, but I played mine. Some people think that that might be sick and twisted of me to accept that my responsibility for my choices and that I kind of empowered him to be like that. I'll differ with you though. It's the most empowering thing you can do to admit it and claim it. Because once you admit it and you claim it, you own it. And you then acknowledge that you have the power to make a different choice. Now, in saying that, you let go when you acknowledge it. You don't ask why. Why doesn't help anyone. What and how you do it, what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, that's powerful. Those are actions. Why is a word of the past. And getting stuck in the past will just keep you there. The other thing is, don't ever look at what's fair and not fair. Don't look at what you deserve and don't deserve. Those are traps. Those are traps of the past and traps of your mind. The truth is you deserve whatever you choose. Every moment in your life is defined by every choice that you make. You either choose to move towards something that's good, or you choose not to. You choose to live in fear, or you choose to live through fear. I'm not saying it's easy. I packed my kids up in one night, a couple days, lived in a tent, no idea what we're going to do, lived on nothing. But it was the most freeing experience of my life. Because for once, I wasn't lying. When you live in that situation, you lie so much that you believe your lie. But it's toxic. And you begin to hate yourself. And you become a fragment of yourself. But the truth is in that, you both do. Everyone in the house does. It's not one-sided. It affects everything and everyone around you. So my whole series is going to be on that this week. And my thoughts on how we can maybe solve it and stop it. And the first thing to stopping it is admitting that it's okay to not be okay. Men and women. Men and women, you know when you're being too angry. You know when you're overwhelmed and you don't know what to do. You know. And it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to ask for help. There's a great movement out there started by a fabulous guy. It's okay to not be okay, because it's true. Nobody's okay all the time. The only thing that's not okay is to not say that you're not okay. You can't fix anything if you don't acknowledge it. And it's time that we acknowledge that it's out there and it's a problem. Anybody that is suffering in domestic violence or has something going on and they need to reach out to me. You can private message me, you can comment, whatever you need. I'll do my best to help you. If nothing else, I'll listen. This is a subject that I know affects everyone in one way or another. Thanks, guys. Good night.